Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jen, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a striped cake. It's actually way easier than it looks if you just follow a few rules. Here's the tools I used if you want to take a quick screenshot of this. You can find most of these items at a craft store or on Amazon. We're going to be starting with a crumb-coated cake. It's really important that you keep your crumb-coated cake in the refrigerator for at least 20 minutes so the frosting's very firm, so the underneath color won't scrape into your new color. So you're going to want to prepare your decorating bags with your 2D tips, one for each color. And then just start with the first color you want to do and just pipe around the bottom of the cake. Try to keep as straight of a line as you can and have the buttercream the same thickness. To get the thickness of stripes I wanted, I went around twice with each color. And make sure you're always starting at the same point and ending at the same point. And you're going to want to make sure you pipe these lines close together so there's not a space in between. Before moving on to the next color, just make sure that your line is nice and straight. And you can use your angled spatula if you want to smooth out the beginning and end section if it's a little messy. And then go ahead and grab your second color, remembering to start and stop at the same places that you started and stopped with your first color. Make sure that there's no spaces in between the lines that you're piping, and make sure you try to get an even thickness and keep your line as straight as possible. And just keep repeating this with every stripe that you want. Just make sure to plan ahead though if you want to go all the way to the top, and make sure your stripes are spaced evenly so they all fit onto your cake. So you'll notice that my third stripe up, the more orange, light orange stripe, is a little thicker than the other two. This I did to show you that it is really important to use the same tip. On this third light orange color, I used more of an open star tip, which lets out more buttercream, which is going to give me more buttercream, which is going to give me a thicker stripe. So if you want even stripes, use the same tip. If you want one to be thicker or thinner, you can just do less times around, or you can use a different tip that either lets out more buttercream or less. All right, now that we have our whole cake covered in frosting, we can go ahead and grab our baker's blade and start smoothing out the cake like you normally would. Except I would take smaller strokes than you normally do so you don't get a bunch of frosting buildup. And the most important rule when frosting a striped cake is to clean the blade completely every time you lift it off your cake. Now, if you do want the colors to bleed together a little bit, that's a little easier. You don't wipe it off as much and you kind of let it be a little messy. The more you wipe it, the more clean your line's going to be. The less you wipe it, the more blended they'll be. But do not accidentally flip your blade around because you do want, the colors to be in the same spot on your blade as on your cake. Other than the cleaning of the blade, it's really the same way you would smooth a cake. Also, a quick note, if you're doing stripes all the way to the top of your cake, I suggest whatever your last stripe is that's on the very top edge of your cake, that's the color you make the top of your cake. It's going to make it so much easier to smooth that out if the top of your cake is the same color as the edge of your cake. If you do need these to be different colors, I suggest smoothing out the sides of your cake completely. Do not smooth the top yet because it'll just smear the colors. Put it in the refrigerator, let it chill for at least an hour to be safe, and then take a knife and cut off the sides of your cake even with the top of your cake, and then add a little buttercream to the top to smooth it out, and just very carefully smooth it out this way. So that's it, you guys. You now know how to make a striped cake. Congratulations! If you'd like to learn more cake decorating skills, decorate other fun sweets, and all other types of baking stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell. Thank you so much for watching and can't wait to see you next time.